Hello, thank you for joining me. In this film is going to be a series of films on how to create a walkthrough. And walkthrough, one of the biggest benefits of the walkthrough is it allows you to really present your model in a very engaging way, you might say. It not only shows you camera views of the outside of the model or the inside of the model, wherever you might be walking through, but it actually gives you kind of a very good feel of the space that you've created within the building that you've put together in Revit Architecture. So let me describe what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to be actually creating a path that's going to be coming down the driveway, looking at the garage doors up here, going up the stairs, and then into the front door. So initially, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be describing that path, and we're going to make some minor modifications to our path as we go along this thing, and try to keep it simple in the very beginning, because we're going to have to go back and make some modifications to it. So without any further delay, let's go to our second floor plan maybe, or how about our basement plan? We want to have a plan where we can actually see the stairs. So it looks like the basement plan works out pretty good, even though the stairs kind of dig into the, or disappear a little bit as it goes up in elevation as the topo surface becomes apparent there in the cut plane. I think it'll work. It shows all the elements that we really need here. So, let's do it. Let's go to view, 3D view, go to walkthrough, and it immediately just starts us off. We're going to keep the camera elevation. If you look at our options bar, we're going to keep some of these options here, at least in the temporary. We're going to keep some of the default settings here, at least temporarily. But you have a couple different choices. You can do perspective, or you can actually do a scale. We're going to keep the perspective, so it's a little bit rather than a straight-on view of something. We're going to do a little bit more of what would be perceived by the eye as we're going through. So probably enough said on that one. With the offset, what that means is an offset from the horizontal, and we're going to offset that from the basement view. So the basement view is pretty close to where our top of surface is, so we're going to keep that. And we're going to start down here in the driveway, and every time we click our mouse, it's going to be putting a point in. So let's just start. There's our first camera. Now we're establishing the direction. You'll notice that we have kind of an open-ended triangle on in front of us. That provides us with a little bit of perspective of the camera. It shows us a little bit of the depth of view and the width of view. And we'll go ahead and come up to the garage doors, kind of take a look at that. And as we approach the stairs, like for this one, instead of 5'6", we're going to start making that a little bit higher in elevation. We're going to make this maybe 6 feet. Clicking that, get to our landing. We're going to make that maybe 8 feet. Now this may not be right, but it will become apparent as we put these points in here, which points we're looking at, because all these points down here will be laid out at 5'6" are all going to be in the same plane, and then we're going to see these points actually rise in elevation. So instead of 7 feet, we're going to make that maybe 8 feet here at that point. 8 feet here. And maybe on our landing, we're going to make this one, let's go up here and maybe make that 9 feet. And we're going to exaggerate this and come back and make modifications to it later. And then this last one we're going to make 10 feet, which is going to be looking at our front door. And for now we're going to finish our walkthrough. And yeah, so let's go ahead and edit this and take a look at this. But before we go through any editing features, let's go ahead and conclude this film, and we'll pick up some of the editing features with subsequent films.